Hello Flosstube, welcome to my 8th Flosstube video. My name's Philip, also known as Pipstitch or Pipstitch1 on Instagram. I'm saying my 8th Flosstube video, this should now be my 11th Flosstube video. This is the 4th attempt today to make this video. The first one, 40 minutes of video, wiped before I managed to save it. The second video, 36 minutes of footage before my mother-in-law knocked on the door and I tried to pause the video and crashed the system. My third video, which has just literally crashed in the last few seconds, took me to 38 minutes before it died. So I'm going to make this one quick now, because if I don't do this today I may never do another Flosstube video, but I can't do another 40-minute video, so I'm going to truncate it down. I hope everybody's well and fine and happy. I've not made a video for 3 months. I didn't mean to do that. This is life getting in the way again, but I have been stitching. I've been making finishes and progress on projects. That's all great, and here we go. Before this cuts out again, this may be the shortest video I've made yet, but there'll be something out there anyway. So if you follow me on Instagram or Stitchmania or at all, you'll know that I have finally finished my Heaven and Earth designs, City Mouse and Country Mouse, or Country Mouse and City Mouse. I already can't remember what the order is. I finished it on the 10th of March after an estimated 18 months of working on it. The whole period of time that it was a whip was about 3 years. I started it in about March 2015, but it's been very on-off because I've been working on other projects. So I estimate it to have been about an 18-month project. So it was finished on the 10th of March. By the 11th of March it was at the framers, and by the 18th of March it was on the wall, done, dusted, FFO'd. So I took it to a local framers who charge very reasonably. The whole thing only cost about £50 to have laced, mounted, framed, the works. I'm prepared to pay that because that means I don't have the hassle of doing it, and to have got it back within a week and looking as good as it does, that's good money well spent to me. So here it is, finally and at last. And I'm sorry, oh, there I am in infinity. This happened before. The glare is terrible. I'm sorry. I can't make this any better. It was wonderful in natural light several hours ago. So let's see how good I can get it. Not good at all, I'm afraid. But here it is. It's quite a beast. I didn't think that it was going to be this big when I took it to the framers. So it's a very impressive size. Nigel helped with the choosing of the colours for the mount. So we have a chocolate brown stripe and a burgundy red border. And I'm delighted, absolutely delighted. The process really started to speed up as I got towards the end of stitching it, so that the pages were just flying off. And yes, it was done about 2 weeks after I made my last video. And I had said I'd rush and make another video when that was done, and I didn't. I'm sorry, but there it is now anyway. So I was going to show a quick picture of where it hangs, just if you're interested. There were thoughts about us having it in this room, but honestly, it didn't seem to fit. There didn't seem to be anywhere naturally that it would go. So instead, it's in the bedroom, hanging on the wall there thusly. Can you see that? Is that going to come into... There we go. And what it's doing, I mean, it looks very stark in this picture. It's really not that stark in real life. But what it's doing is it's picking up the colours from the curtain. You can see there's a bit of curtain zhuzh there, and it's picking up those colours. So it works really well in there, and I've just seen a news headline flashing up saying that a protester has stormed the Eurovision Song Contest stage, and I've missed it. I was watching it earlier on, but I was so determined to get this video done because, like I say, 4th attempt. If it doesn't work this time, I really don't think I can stand to try a 5th attempt. So so that's where the Heaven and Earth designs, the City Mouse and the Country Mouse sits. I may do another Heaven and Earth design project in the future. I'm not discounting it. It's been great fun, but they are very, very time intensive, laborious. I was going to say laborious. I don't mean laborious. I just mean time intensive. So you have to pick an image that you really love and be prepared to live with for a long time. The only one, and again in my early videos I went through a raft of these, and I'm sorry, this is going to be so abbreviated to what it's been. is this one, which is another Scott Gustafsson, which is called Little Tommy Tittlemouse. I think that's a very sweet image, and what I would propose to do with this is, rather than the whole thing, I'd frame it down. Sorry, that's a bit out of focus, but I'd frame it down to just be that incredibly cute mouse who's fishing for his supper. So that's something that may come in the mix in future. But I have a lot of things, you know, calling out to me anyway. So we'll see where that lands in the grand scheme of things. What I'm working on at the moment is what I said I was going to be working on in my last video, which is basically re-picking up where I left off with Sandy Orton's Spring Sampler. I'm so discombobulated now because I've done this so many times that I'm losing all my paperwork now. This is the image that I'm stitching. I bought it as a kit from Janlin. So it came with everything that was required, the fabric and the threads and the pattern. The pattern obviously is a paper pattern. I had been struggling with the paper pattern, particularly in areas like this. I was coming a bit unstuck around here where all these violas are, just because of the colour changes and everything being very small and very close together with backstitching symbols as well. I was finding it quite a difficult pattern to read. And then I was made aware of the fact that Sandy Orton has licensed the patterns to the Cooler Designs website, Cooler Design, Cooler with a K, and you can buy the patterns for all of the season samplers as PDFs along with a raft of other beautiful patterns. So I bought the PDF. It was a few pounds, and I thought, well, I'll just see, because I'd got so used to using a PDF pattern with the Heaven and Earth Designs project, and I found it really, really easy to use, and it quickened the whole thing up because you can pick a symbol in an area and work just on that one colour. And yes, I got the PDF, and it's made a huge difference to the way I'm approaching my spring sampler. It's coming along very quickly. I'm very pleased with the progress, and it's great fun to do, and I think that's helped no end by the fact that I'm not having to worry about, you know, following a quite difficult to follow pattern. So this is where I am. No one will have seen progress because I haven't posted on Instagram for a while either. So there's been a bit more progress on Instagram since my Instagram post as well. I'm sorry, the light in here is really poor. It was great earlier on when I had natural daylight, but it's not looking wonderful. Does that helps, doesn't it? Except I don't have anything. How about if I try this? Does that help? That may help. It helps a bit. So there we go. Everything down to the bottom of the Eau de Cologne advert is fully finished. It's backstitched and French knotted and Smyrna stitched and done completely. The mother lozenge and the trowel still need to be backstitched, and then everything else obviously is fair game and not done yet. I'm really enjoying working on this little soap advert, which is a beautiful little homage to Clarice Cliff and Art Deco design. It's great fun to do. So it really is a great piece to work on. It's intricate. It's more challenging in many respects than the Haid, just because, you know, it's fiddlier and all the backstitching and so forth. I was quite concerned about the face on the lady being backstitched because one slip and, you know, she could look like she'd had some very cheap plastic surgery. But I'm quite pleased with how she's come out, even close up. I think, you know, she doesn't look too bad. And she was great fun to work on, and I just love the colour palette with this. I don't think any of the images that I've seen online or even on the paper chart do justice to just how colourful this is, and I don't think probably this video is doing justice to that fact, that it's incredibly vibrant and a really happy piece to work on. And of course it's the perfect time of year to work on it, in May. I am backstitching as I go along because I can't stand the thought of leaving it till the end, and I quite like seeing each individual element finished completely and knowing that that's dealt with. and Don. I know Brian Blitzstitch did the winter sampler, and he left all his back stitching till the end, and that's absolutely fine because you know, it's personal preference as to how you do these things. But his, I think it was a month. I think it was a month more or less. That, correct me if I'm wrong, Brian, if you're watching this, that he was back stitching for, and the thought of back stitching for that length of time just fills me with horror. So yeah, I like the way I'm doing it, but to each his own. It's that's all fine. That's, you know, that's how we roll. Kudos if you're doing Stitch Mania. I'm not. I can't face having that many whips on the go. I think, you know, in the time that you're doing it, it might be great fun to start a new project every day, and it's, you know, again, there are no rules. Whatever anybody wants to do is fine in my book. It's just not for me, because I'd have 15 whips then bothering me, and that's too many. That's too many whips for me. That said, you know, at the moment I have my 12 Days of Christmas Teresa Wentzler, my Teresa Wentzler Peacock. I started the old Roadside Ramblings advertising hoarding jobby. If you go back a video or two videos, I show that. So I'm already up to, what's that, 4? And I am going to bring another one into the mix. On the 30th of June, I'm going to stop working on the spring sampler. I doubt it's going to be, well, it's not going to be finished, because we're already, excuse me, we're already at the 10th of May. There's no way that's going to be finished in 7 weeks. But I'm going to stop it anyway, because I want to make a start on this jobby. The reason I want to start this is so that it's ready in time for Christmas, with, you know, with no worries about it being ready in time for Christmas. This is the Welcome Santa stocking from Dimensions. It's a lovely image, a nice happy Santa there. I'm a little bit concerned about how the white Ada cloth is going to work with white stitching, but I do think, having looked at this very closely, that some of this may be the cloth, and that it's not stitched at all. The reason for wanting to get this done nice and early is, you'll recall, hopefully, that I finished this jobby, which is Santa's Flight, and put Nigel's name on it. And backed it, well, he backed it with blue velvet. So we want the 2 stockings ready to hang on the fireplace in time for Christmas. So I just need to change my name to Benjamin, and I'm good to go. There's already some red velvet bought for this project to back it. We bought that nice and early so that there would be no panic, and we also bought enough of the trimming from that stocking at the same time so that the 2 will match. So, because I started that in August and it wasn't ready by Christmas, I want to give myself an extra couple of months, which I think should be fine, to buy me enough time to make sure that this is done in time for Christmas. So they're my stitching plans for the foreseeable future. Not terribly adventurous, but, you know, I'd rather work on a few things and get them done before I move on to other things. We all work differently, that's fine. I have bought something. I haven't bought much at all of late. It's been months since I bought anything at all, and then this baby came up on eBay and I couldn't resist it. I put a bid on it thinking I won't get that, and I got it. For £21 I won the Janlin Cross-Stitch Angel Procession by Teresa Wentzler. There are quite a few Teresa Wentzler patterns and kits on eBay at the moment in the UK. Someone's obviously having a clear out, and I just think this is a gorgeous image. I have actually had 2 other variants of the chart. I originally bought the chart from eBay in America, the original published chart, and then the pattern came up again when I bought the Christmas collection, Teresa Wentzler's Christmas collection, which I did a flip through for maybe 2 or 3 videos ago, and the chart was in there as a computer generated image. So I gave my original chart away to a friend and kept the computer generated image from the book. This obviously has the pattern a 3rd time. I'll probably do something with that. I'm just going to hold on to it for now, and then we'll probably let it out into the atmosphere somehow. This pattern is one I'm trying to get this thing zipped up again and it's not having it. The Angel Procession pattern isn't one that's available on Patterns Online at the moment. Apparently there is some legal issue with certain of Teresa Wensler patterns being made available at Patterns Online. And Angel Procession is one of the victims of that. So it isn't readily available in the way that a lot of her patterns are. Fingers crossed that it becomes available, because it is a beautiful image. And this is what it came with, the fabric and all the threads, including the blending filament and the beads. And quite often, if a kit's available that requires blending filament and beads, I tend to be more inspired to buy those, because those things I have to order online rather than just being able to go to Hobby Craft and pick them up like I can with conventional DMC threads. So that's a complete kit ready to go. So that's all good. Okay, I have just seen what the time is. Yeah, this is now only 15 minutes, so I've massively cut this down just so that I can get it out there this evening, because like I say, I don't think I've got the energy or the inclination to try this a fifth time, so I just want to make definitely sure that this goes out. So I said in my last video that I was going to contemplate doing a giveaway, and I think I still want to do that, so I'm going to do that. Really, it's just a sort of a bit of a thank you to everybody for being so generous in spirit and having made this such a wonderful experience for me. I was very, very unsure about making a Flosstube video at all, like I'm sure most Flosstubers are very unsure about making a video. I have had nothing but positivity back from this decision, so I thank everybody. I think if I'd had, you know, a negative comment, I would have deleted everything and vowed never to do this again. So the fact that I'm on Flosstube 8 is testament to how warm the reception has been for me. So I thank you most sincerely for that, and the fact that I've made such good friends and I've been so welcomed, I think is just testament to what a wonderful community this is. So there we go, gushing over. The net result of that is I wanted to give something back. So here it is, it's a giveaway. You may think that what I'm giving away is not great, but you know, it's entirely up to you if you decide to go for it or not. I'm giving things that I think other people would like. So I'm going to give two things away. First of all, my rules are the same as everybody else's rules when it comes to giveaways. Please subscribe, please be a subscriber in order to be a participant in the giveaway. All you have to do is push the button and the job's done. And if you are under 18 years of age, please seek permission from a parent or guardian that you are okay to put yourself forward for the giveaway. I obviously have no way of knowing if you've done that or not, so this is all on trust, but I've done my bit because I told you to do it. So, my giveaways. The first one, and I did have my finished... Oh, I know what I can do. Bear with me a moment, and I will be with you in the wink of an eye. Slightly bigger than a wink of an eye, because that's one wink already. We've had a lot of nice weather here today. It's been rather wonderful out in the garden, the newly designed garden. So I'm nearly there. Just keep chatting amongst yourselves, or you know, get me an update on what's going on with the Eurovision Song Contest. Here we are. There we go. See, that didn't take long at all, did it? This is on my Instagram account because I can't be bothered to walk next door and pick up the original. But you may recall that there we go. Are you going to come into focus? You may recall that I completed this design. This is MCG Textiles or Candamar Designs, even if you can see it, heavens to Betsy. Fantasia Vignette, so it's the little Fantasia kit. And I finished this about 2 years ago and haven't done anything with the remainder of the kit. So now I am sending it out into the world. Now, I hope there's more enticement with this, because you may or may not be aware that MCG Textiles are no longer publishing the Disney kits. They are getting as rare as hen's teeth. Whenever I see them anywhere online, they are going for ridiculous sums of money. So I hope that somebody wants this, that wants to stitch it and has been after it, because there you go, I do. So what I'm giving away is, this is just a little front cover that shows you the finished image. And I'm also giving away, it's not just this, you know, it's not just this. What I'm also giving away is the chart. Now the chart is unmarked. I didn't mark it at all. I didn't need to. It's a very straightforward chart. I'm just going to waz it all the way over here. So it's this. If you can stitch from that, then you've got better eyesight than I have. That just comes on a single sheet, and then you have all your thread instructions here as well. Now, I am aware that Kandamar Designs use their own threads. I know it was a nightmare when I was doing it, because one of the big beefs about MCG Textiles kits is that they often got their threads wrong or things wrong in the kits. You know, they sometimes got the fabric sizes wrong, they get the threads wrong, they get everything wrong. However, you can get a conversion for the Kandamar Designs threads online to convert them to DMC, so you could use this with your DMC threads. As an addition, however, I am going to include my remaining threads. Now, this looks as exciting as nothing on my cheap little bits of cardboard here. I'm not convinced there would be enough thread here. There seems to be an awful lot of thread left, but I'm not convinced you would have enough to do the entire design. However, you can have this with my blessing, and if nothing else, you can at least match up the colours from the original bundles as I used them to the DMC threads to make sure you're in the right colour region, if that makes sense. So that's what I'm giving away. The whole kit and caboodle is yours. If you are interested in being part of that giveaway, then please comment below and put the word Mickey into your comment somewhere. The word Mickey or the name Mickey, and I'll know to put you in to the giveaway. As with all giveaways, I will collate all the names, put them on a spreadsheet and do a random number generator to pick a lucky winner. I'm not going to announce who the winner is because I respect privacy, I think, so I will just let them know. I don't quite know how that's going to work, but I'll figure something out and let them know on a private message that they are the winner, and then sort out how I've never done this. I assume I get an email address or something. Well, I'm sure it'll all work out fine. I will send it to anywhere in the world, is the other thing I was going to say to this. So if you're in, you know, New Zealand or Bulawayo or wherever, then, you know, that doesn't preclude you from entering. I'll happily send it anywhere. So that's that. The other one, and I do have the pattern for this one, I'm going to give away the pattern for this baby. This is Teresa Wentzler's Castle Sampler, or if you're from further down the country than I am, it's a Castle Sampler. I should, yeah, if you know Teresa Wentzler patterns at all, you know this is a giant, giant undertaking. This is the thing that took me longer than anything that I've ever done before or since. It's that partly my fault because I diddled about with it and put it down and picked it up a lot. It's a beautiful pattern. It's very involved. It uses a lot of fractional stitches, a lot of blended threads. It's a big project, but it's a hugely rewarding project. If you want the pattern, I am giving the pattern away. This is my original chart that I bought in about 1995, 4, something like that. It's quite an old pattern. But it's there, it's complete. I will do a very quick. It's all there on one big card. What I did, this is unmarked because what I did was I photocopied it and blew it up because I found it virtually impossible to read this. I mean, you can get this chart online at Patterns Online if you really want it, but I am going to give this away if anybody wants it. So if you would like this, you can have it. Just comment below and put the word castle, or if you're from London, castle, somewhere in the comments so that I know you're interested in this giveaway. There we go. It's a giveaway bounty. We'll see how that goes. Right, I have to give a date now, don't I? I am going to give you until... I'm going to make it easy for myself because... I'll forget. I'm going to say the 30th of June. So I'm giving us 7 weeks. 7 weeks to comment and put your decision forward if you want to take part in that. So the 30th of June, I will say no more. I'm not taking any more names on this. On the 1st of July, I will random number generate, and on the 2nd of July, I'll have a breakdown as I realise I don't know what to do next, but that'll be my problem, not yours. Okay, I am at 25 minutes, so I'm only a shade quicker than I have been, but I can't leave it any longer, because if this doesn't take, I'm going to be crying in a corner. So thank you all once again. The comments that you left on my last video were wonderful, and I endeavour to respond to everybody, and if I don't respond, it's nothing personal, it's just that I've overlooked somehow your comment. I do try to answer everything that anybody responds to. My parents brought me up well. Okay, I am going to try and get this Teresa Wentzler stash video sorted at some point. It'll be an embarrassment for me when I realise how much stash I've got that relates to Teresa Wentzler, but I hope that will be of interest to you, and I will keep plugging away at the Spring Sampler, and I will try and be back sooner. The play's over. Oh, I didn't tell you about the play on this video. That was on the other video. I'm doing a play. I'm doing this play. This play. That's not me. I am doing this play, and it opens a month today, on the 12th of June, and only a month. And then after that, I get all my time back, so there'll be lots more time for stitching. So I should hopefully have more time for making videos as well. We'll see. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being friends with me. Thanks for everything. I'm off to watch Eurovision. See you soon. Take care. Bye.